Good morning in England and good evening in Australia. We have
Good
Don
evening.
Payne with us today. How are you, Don?
Good evening, Chris. Yeah, fantastic. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad at all, mate. We just discussed just before I started recording that it's 9 o'clock in the morning here and 7 o'clock in the evening there. You're go,
That's correct.
you're approaching autumn now, aren't you?
We are. Yeah, it's already started. The leaves have all gone and the weather's started to turn nasty. So, yep, it's coming.
Well, you see, summer's just around the corner for us. We'll have 2 days of sunshine and nothing but rain then.
Well, like they say in the classics, winter is coming here. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Um, Don, obviously, is this your second season now? Going
No,
into
I've been here. This is my fourth, going into my
fourth?
fourth now, Chris. Yeah.
Fourth. Sorry,
So,
I'm losing track. And so, how are you finding it? Because it's not easy, is it?
no, it's a very steep learning curve. I came into the league season 35, thought, oh, I can manage this. This will be easy to learn. And within the first 7, 8 games, realised I had absolutely no idea, was totally out of my depth. So I looked to enlist a mentor at the beginning of my second season, 36. Had a few wonderful gentlemen get in touch with me that were willing to help me out. Settled on one who's a fantastic member of the fraternity, and he's been very helpful. And now I'm hopefully fourth season in, got a bit better grip on what's going on, and hopefully, while in the big sky, there'll be a bit more competition from me.
Yeah. Well, I know that feeling. I'm still floundering now, and I'm not joking. Yeah. I've
Oh,
got
look,
I've
there's
got
so much, isn't there?
well, it's I, I downloaded the rule book. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's like the Bible, you know.
yeah,
But there's
yes,
more to read.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was 300 plus pages. Yeah, it's daunting to say the
Yeah.
least.
But when I downloaded it, well, I pressed sort of download. Yeah. Put it on the
Yep.
printer and waited and waited and waited and waited and kept reloading the printer. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I mean, I knew there was a lot of it, but yeah. And you start reading it and you think to yourself, well, how on earth am I ever going to get wade my way through it? But
100%.
you do have to, you know.
You do. The good thing with my mentor, he was able to put me onto the key areas of concern at the time that I needed. So, all right, this week you probably should be looking at, say, this chapter pages, 70, 80 to 100 or whatever. And I was able to work through bit by bit the rule book and over time get a better grip on what's required to, well, hopefully be successful in the game.
Yeah. Of course, it's not helped the division you're in, is it? You've got the Packers, the Titans.
Look, they're tough opponents. That's true. But end of the day, you've got to beat the best to be the best. And I'm not here to just make up the numbers. I'd like to get a grip on this game, and I'd even like to be able to challenge the types of Conrad in time.
Mm. Yeah. Well,
End of the day, we're a competitive race. We're a competitive species. So yeah, why not? If you're going to have a crack, may as well go the whole hog.
yeah, I think you're right. I think it's. I mean, you go through spells depending on how your team's doing, because obviously, if you're losing week in week out, the motivation isn't there. Yeah, you still
True.
you coach the team, you want to get your levels up and all the rest of it. But I think if you're competing, then it steps it up another level, and then you're really looking at your
Absolutely.
own plan, and you're really looking at how you're going to win. This week, next week. Yeah, Um,
Absolutely.
but it's not easy.
No, heck no. I my first 2 seasons I went 1-9. I'm surprised I even got the one win. And last season I managed to get up to 2-8. So hey, that's progress. So let's see if we can even get 3 wins this season. Or four. I mean, four would be just right off the chart for me.
Well, I went the other way. My first season, I was 6-4, and I've been absolutely awful ever since because
Oh,
I and I mean this should be watched by all the new coaches that come in. Yeah, I
yep,
didn't get a mentor. I didn't read the rules. I came in with this attitude of, oh, well, Bill, I know what I'll sort this out, no problem at all. Yeah,
yep,
what a
yep.
brat. Yeah. So what I did is I dismantled a good team and built an awful team, and then got annihilated for a few seasons, and now I've had to sort of claw my way back. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's so easy when you don't know what you're doing to ruin a good thing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. When I joined, I spoke to Rich initially, and he said, "Yeah, do you want to a decent, what, how big a challenge do you want? I said, give me the biggest challenge you've got. And he gave me a dumpster fire. And, and I guess that was probably the best place to start because at the end of the day, it needed a lot of work and it gave me the ability to go through and learn what I needed to do. And just talking to people such as yourself, likes of Phil, and other boys in the big sky, you just get a little bit here, a little hint there. And eventually I've been able to piece together hopefully what I need to do to make it work.
Yeah. I think the eye opener is the levels, isn't it? When you first start, you look at your team,
Yes.
and then when
Yes.
you start talking to other coaches and they tell you they've got level 18, level 19, yeah,
Yes.
what's
That's heartbreaking. Yeah.
what's the average across your squad? Oh, 13 amongst me starters.
Yeah.
And you go, what? What? I've
Yeah,
got
absolutely.
nines and
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm lucky to have anyone in double figures. What's going on here? Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
But
But
and then aging kills you as well. You think you're just getting it right, you're just getting the right guy to the right levels, and then he loses 2 levels or three or whatever it be, just by the luck of the roll.
yeah,
And can put a whole season's plan in the toilet.
yeah, I've got to be honest. The reason I carried out the trade I did this season with Ben for basically starting offense was I'd spent 3 seasons trying to coach up my new offense and aging every time got the key players every time without fail. And I got to a point where I thought, you know what, I can't even address that now because they're getting older.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets to a point, doesn't it, where you've got to stop and say, no, no, no more. Let's focus on some new younger talent. And yeah, exactly. Guys have got to go in the bin. They're past their use by date.
Yeah. I got to admit that when I first started, I was guilty of getting rid of players too soon. Yeah, once they got up to sort of
Yeah.
age
Okay. Yep.
five or
Yep.
six, I was thinking, all right, they've got to go. Um, and I was looking back now, I threw away players that with great experience that maybe weren't
Yes.
going to age that badly the following season. They got attributes, leadership,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
all sorts of things that I just threw in the bin. Yeah,
Well, little things that you weren't aware of. Yeah. Like as you were saying, leadership, things like that, the massive bonus that gives you, and even specialized position like a holder or things like that. You just don't think, it's not a big deal, but it is. In certain cases, it can be game changing.
yeah. I mean, I look back at some of the trades I did initially, um, and the players that I traded out, and I got to be. I'm surprised really that Conrad didn't adopt me because I think
You and
I
me
don't
both,
get
don't worry.
I don't get the plaudits I should get for creating his team with my
for,
veteran players I
for
traded.
helping build him up. Yeah, yeah. I think there's a few of us guilty of that. Don't worry. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, this guy's crap. We'll get rid of him. Conrad snaps him up, and you go, "Hang on a minute."
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I even adopted the philosophy this year that he approached me about a trade, and I just said to him, "Mate, if you're interested, no, he's not going anywhere." Uh, yeah, if you're reaching out to me, yeah, I don't think so, Conrad. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Well, you put that quarterback on the trade block, didn't you? And
I
then
have, yeah,
and then everybody went, oh, wait, what's he doing? Yeah, that
yeah.
was he level 12, age 7, something like that.
Oh, sorry, the cornerback. I
Yeah.
just, I am I drafted two. And I was thinking, no, he's done. He's finished. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. I probably need to have at least one of these two on the DV squad. So really, I sort of need him for that extra year until, the guy on the development squad is due to come out. So I had to do the big backpedal and say, look, sorry, guys, I appreciate, who came forward and was interested. And there was a bit of interest. So, yeah, that sort of worded me up also that, yeah, maybe it's not time for him to go.
Yeah. I mean, level 12, wasn't he? Level 12?
Level 12, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, age 7, you're right.
Yeah. So,
And I think it was 75 speed, so a quickness, sorry. So he's not bad.
yeah.
As a few of the guys pointed out, probably not a starter on most teams, but definitely a second or third option, a corner. But
Yeah.
for me, he's still a starter.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to be honest, it's an issue I've been trying to address quarterback wise because
Yep,
I'm I, I'm not giving any secrets away by saying I'm not particularly strong in the secondary, and that's going to hurt me this year.
yep,
Yeah. But you can only do what you can do. You've only got so many coaching points.
exactly right. Exactly, and you've only got so many draft picks. Yeah, you're right. There's so many areas to address. I mean, if it's not your secondary, it's your receiving core, or it's your running game, or it's your quarterback, or it's your linebackers. There's just so many things. And yeah, and then aging can throw you for a total loop and just destroy the whole lot.
Mm, yeah, I got it. It's I got it. I mean, obviously this week there's been a lot of talk on the WhatsApp group about how many levels, how many pops, and all the rest of it.
Yep,
You
yep.
got three, didn't you, this week?
Yeah, I only got a couple of pops. I actually tried Andy's method with the ones and twos and things for the coaching. I made sure I had every play covered. And to be fair, I think it worked reasonably well. I mean, considering the average seemed to be 2 or 3 pops, I got my 2 pops and I got 20 plus coaching points. So I think Andy's going to win it there, to be honest.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I didn't. I went the other route because I was concentrating so hard on
Oh,
particular levels. I
yep.
got two pops, but you're right. I think there's a big thing to be said for figuring out, is it the PCVs, are they called? Can't remember what
Yeah,
they're called
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, because obviously without those you can't use your designer plays.
No, true. And they're going to affect the plays, yeah, the game itself. Yeah.
So maybe he's, as you say, he's onto something there. And he seems to be the oracle when it comes to pops anyway.
Does he? Yeah, righto.
It's every
Well,
it's four, five, six pops. Every, yeah,
if it works for him, why not us?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's the good thing about this community, is the fact that they're prepared to share.
100%, 100%. There seems to be others, yeah, within the playing worlds that are a bit more secretive, a bit more serious about things. But you know, I think in the big sky, anyway, my opinion is that we're all happy to encourage each other to try and make each other better, so it's more entertaining. It's more competitive.
Yeah,
Yeah, no one wants to cop 0-10 season year after year after year. Otherwise, they're going to eventually not want to come back.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, you know, if we can build each other up, then it becomes more competitive, it becomes more entertaining. You know, the light-hearted banter that we have, you know, we all give Conrad a bit of crap about, you know, how well he does, but let's be honest, he's the benchmark.
Yeah.
But there are those guys that are striving to catch and overtake him, and that's the way it should be.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm blessed because obviously in my division I've got Phil and Pete. Yeah, and then but it's it's not an easy division. Yeah,
No.
but they're willing to share. I mean, Phil
Yeah,
will
yeah,
tell you
exactly.
plenty of stuff that
Exactly.
he really shouldn't be telling you. Yeah, but
No,
then
true. Yeah, exactly.
but then again, he has got a damn good team. Yeah, so
Well,
even the stuff he's telling me, I don't think it's going to benefit me at all because he's got a very good team this season.
yeah, and you've got to have the personnel for his wisdom to use, I guess. You know, depending what your offense type is, if you're going to go short zone, deep zone, you're going to concentrate on the run. It really, yeah, there's no one right way to win it, I guess.
No, I think you're right. I think I mean, if you look at Conrad, he's won it with special teams.
Yeah, well, yeah, his special teams play is incredible, isn't it? He's always from the time that I've been in, he's always spruiked, yeah, how important special teams is, and he just proves season after season that yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Um, I watched a video early on the piece when I first joined from the Delta boys. There was Kendall speaking about how a returner is essential. You have to have a quality returner. Now, I don't have one. I haven't been able to acquire one that was any good. Maybe he's right. Maybe that is something that would make a massive difference. I don't know yet because I haven't had one.
um, well, if you look at Conrad, I mean, it's because obviously the BS of the week, you tend to look at the games and analyse them all,
Yep,
and you look at
absolutely.
his field position. He
He's always good. Yes.
rarely started in his own half.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, or just in. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's
So
returning. Yeah, brilliant. Yep.
even if he has a turnover, you've still got to get 50 yards.
Yeah.
So it's just incredible. Yeah,
No,
and
exactly.
that's, as you say, that's how important it is. If you can play the entire game in your opponent's half, you're in with a decent chance.
Oh, absolutely. Minimum field goal, in most cases. Yeah, and you constantly put points on the board, and that's how you're going to win.
Yeah, yeah. It's Colin had a kind of solution. That's why it was so close in the bowl game. Was Colin? When you watched him talk about it, but he said that he got his kicker Bigfoot, yeah, with 60 strength, Yeah, booting it out,
Really?
yeah,
Yep.
booting it out the end zone. So he minimised the returns,
Okay. And yeah, and therefore the close game. Well,
and
there you
that made
go.
it a close
Perfect
game.
tactic.
Yeah. No, would
But
I
not
have
all of us can
done
do that.
that? Yeah. No, I'd have gone the other way. I'd have had a weak footy kicker with great technique. It's never even got an opportunity at a field goal.
100%. Same, same. Or a 50-50 because you don't know which way to go and he's just crap regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny. So what do you reckon this season then? Because I mean, obviously, as I said, you've got the Packers, you've got the Titans, and Mark Stormers have picked up a bit of momentum now as well. There.
Indeed, indeed. Oh, look, I had a wonderful interview that Ian put together, and I think he asked me pretty much the same thing. You know, is there a division game that you feel you've got to win? And as I said in the interview, I've just got to win one. I haven't won a division game yet, in the three seasons. So if I can win one this year, I'll be wrapped. If I could beat all the boys, I'd be ecstatic. But yeah, there's a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, they're very good teams and very good coaches
Oh,
as well.
absolutely. But let's be honest, there's no easy division here that I can tell.
No.
Yeah, it's always a constant battle for every division, and that's great. That's the way it needs to be.
Yeah. Um, we always like to get a little bit of segment in. So you're interested in the NFL. Was that
Yes.
you're interested in the game related to that, or you were because different people, different sort of routes in. Some
Okay.
are gamers,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
and that was their route in, and they're not so bothered about
Okay.
the NFL. Others, like
Okay.
myself, started with the NFL, started with the likes of Status Pro,
Yep.
played, by mail in the old days and all the rest of it. We've talked about this on the
Yep.
WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Um, but that was my route in, and
Yep.
I think I was at Wembley watching a game. I can't remember which one it was, which series. Um, and it popped up on my Facebook, this gridiron throw.
Yeah. Good on throat. Yeah.
And that was my routine. That was the first I'd ever heard of it.
Yep. Yeah. It's a similar story. I've followed the NFL since the 80s. We had very limited TV coverage here. I think back in the day, the national broadcaster would put the Super Bowl on. That was about it. It wasn't really till we got cable TV that it became a serious thing here. And yeah, I've loved it. I played Madden growing up, all those sort of console games, loved it. Never really fully understood the game. But yeah, and then like you, I think it was maybe possibly Instagram. I got a feed for Gridiron Throne. I thought, what's this? I'd played a few soccer management games, which I'd loved. There was Football Manager World, I think was a Sega game. That was brilliant. It didn't last long enough. They canned it, pulled a pin on it, and it was heartbreaking. And then to see this come up, I thought, oh well, and to find out they're 30 plus seasons in, I was like, oh my goodness, if only I'd known, I would have loved to have been a founding member.
Yeah, I felt the same way when I realised how long
Yeah.
it was going.
Yeah, it's just something you think, oh my, how come I didn't know about this? The number of times I typed in, on the internet looking for a game like this,
Mm. Well, hang on, we've
nothing
frozen.
came up similar to it. And then to actually get the chance to join was just, yeah.
Yeah, it's I really regret all those losing seasons I could have had.
Um, Look, end of the day, it's all about learning, isn't it? Losing season, hopefully you learn from it.
Mm. And it's so obviously, we've talked about this before. You're Texans fan,
Yes,
rubbing your
yes.
hands together for this season.
Oh, look, we're on a Super Bowl run. Hey, if you've seen the news the last couple of days, the Diggs signing,
Mm.
Diggs restructuring of his contract. Yeah, I think they're quite serious. They think they've got close to the talent required, and there's been some massive free agent signings. Hunter from Minnesota gives us two bookends at defensive end, so hopefully there'll be plenty of action there. We've got a big investment in the secondary this year. So I think the Texans are actually, I'm going to go out there and say it, they're making a Super Bowl run. So
Yeah,
if they get it, I'll be over in February next year.
fingers crossed.
Well, your fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Uh, I'm going to thank you for your time, Don. Yeah,
Not a problem, Chris.
we could
Pleasure.
we could talk all night, but the thing is, we can't get it on the show if we talk all night. Yeah.
Understood. Understood.
So I'd like
Uh,
to thank you for coming on. Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
and we will definitely talk later on in the season. Yeah.
Fantastic, Chris. Look forward to it.
Best of luck, mate. Best of luck.
Thanks, mate. You too. Thank you.
All right.